So today we're going to teach you about Brazil. Their education system has been described as inefficient and inequitable. They have such low quality schools that they have no motivation and have no encouragement to continue. So a lot of them drop out of high school and some don't even make it to high school. This is just like West Charlotte because they don't have the resources they need to encourage their students. They fail to meet the progress of other developing countries surrounding them in enrollment because no one wanted to go to the schools that have no resources. And so, since they have no motivation, their dropout rate is through the roof. Only the rich people can go to college, so even if they wanted to go to college and were encouraged, they couldn't because they had to pay so much. And this also hurts the economy because the blue-collar jobs are filling up way too quickly and no one wants to take over the white-collar jobs. So people who do want to go to college can't, and people in college is very little. They were also one of the last countries on their continent of South America to even build a university because they were so focused on religion. This shows in their literacy rate, which was 70% in 1950 when the first university was built in Brazil.
Okay, I'll tell you about sport in Brazil. Today, sport in Brazil is really big and every family has their own team to support, but it wasn't so big before. So from 1980s, the government chose a program and they follow the program to increase popularity of the sport in the country. So the main focus of the program is give to athletes the opportunity to grow and to become better, because from what they see, they have some talented people and they have very good coaches, but they don't have the right facilities and equipment to be really good. So from 1980s they start build a lot of sport complexes, stadium, and they gave a lot of opportunities to athletes to really show their abilities, and that gave the results. Right now Brazil is very competitive in a lot of sports. The most successful from it is soccer, basketball, volleyball and beach volleyball, where you can see Brazil always with a medal in the biggest competition. Sport is big, but the biggest sport is soccer. Every family has their own team to support and they're ready to travel to the different part of the country just to support their team. And from what you can see from the last World Championship in Russia, they had the biggest amount of the fans. Even it doesn't matter for them was that you have to travel so far to support the team.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about art and culture in Brazil, specifically that of the Brazilian street art. First, there's the fact that graffiti and street art are no longer illegal in Brazil. As of 2009, street art has been decriminalized and is actually thought to be a huge part of Brazilian culture. Historically, street art was used to convey political and social statements, and while some street artists still do this, many also use the medium to spread color and creativity throughout the cities of Brazil. In early years, street artists used a form of graffiti that consisted of tagging walls and buildings with distinctive phrases and styles. This was known as wall writing, and it was first started in the 1940s and 1950s as a way of responding to politics of the time. Some modern forms of street art are the creations of Eduardo Cobra and the Favela Project. Eduardo Cobra is one of the most well-known street artists, and he has been commissioned to paint murals all over the world, including ones in New York City, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Chicago, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Moscow, Miami, Brasilia, Rome, Borås, which is in Sweden, Lodz, which is in Poland, Mexico, Cincinnati, Jersey City, Recife, Palm Beach, Amsterdam, Dubai, Tokyo, Guerrera, Mumbai, St. Louis, Malawi, Boulogne-sur-Mer, Murcia, and Lisbon, Portugal. He uses bright colors and often portrays people who are important to the city or portray a distinct characteristic. One of his most known murals, however, is the one he did for the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. The mural is 300,000 square feet, and it took 1,500 liters of colored paint and 3,500 cans of spray paint to complete. It became an integral part of the Olympic Boulevard and was comprised of portraits of indigenous people to 5 different continents, which is representative of the 5 Olympic rings. In fact, this mural was so large that it became the largest paint mural created by a team and is now in the Guinness Book of World Records. Cobra hasn't always been a world-renowned artist, however. He grew up on the streets of Sao Paulo and taught himself to paint. He views his hometown as an opportunity to expand his work, and he wants to bring more color to the city. His purpose is to talk about the union of people and the respect for cultures, which we are missing nowadays. When it comes to the Favela project, which I personally believe is the most interesting and creative aspects of Brazilian street art, the artists aren't even Brazilian. Dutch artist Dre Urhan and Jeroen Koolhaas saw the slums of Brazil, which are notorious for their poverty and not so nice appearance, and wanted to do something to brighten up the community, as well as foster a sense of community spirit. In order to do so, they employed teens and kids to help them paint the brightly colored murals. One specific project, however, took an entire favela to complete. The Santa Helena project started in 2008 and was a painting depicting a koi fish swimming down the Rio Cruzeiro. However, after 9 years, the artists noticed that the painting had begun to fade. In order to deal with this, they worked together with the community to find a more sustainable solution and to recreate the painting as a mosaic. They used a combination of lime stucco and contrasting tiles to make the painting more sustainable. In order to do so, they hired local masons, a Brazilian architect, and neighborhood youth to do the heavy lifting. A crew of local women who were trained in the art of mosaics began and designed the project, and many community members would make lunch for the workers every day. However, this restoration project doesn't just make the favela a little bit brighter. Because of the work being done to the walls, the house exteriors will last longer. The walls are newer, and ruined and exposed power lines have been fixed. The favela project is not just a form of street art, but a form of bettering the communities and bringing them together while also making them safer to live in. As you can see, street art isn't just an art form, rather it's a part of Brazilian culture. The communities are proud of the work in their cities, towns, and favelas, and the country is even becoming known for it. In America, we don't necessarily have a specific art form that is distinctive to our country, but we are known as a country that respects and values art. In fact, we even have multiple of Eduardo Cobra's murals scattered throughout the country. Now that you know a little more about Brazil, I encourage you to look deeper into the education, system, athletics, art, and culture of your community. Maybe you'll even find some similarities to Brazil.